fight. Obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Arreola says he looks like an orange picker, so he's no threat to George Clooney. But is he a threat to one of the stalwarts of the heavyweight division in the 2000s?
Can Clooney fight? Ideally, this won't require a lot of blow-by-blow. They're going to bang away.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very exciting fight. Arreola said he's going to be aggressive, and Vitali said he's going to be aggressive also.
I kind of doubt it. I think Vitali's going to try to back away for the first few rounds and burn Arreola out. But we shall see. There's a right hand over the top by Klitschko. He landed a little left hook to begin the evening. Arreola so far hasn't been able to get inside Klitschko's arms.
And what he's got to be careful is watching just what Vitali does now. He's just so busy, preoccupied with trying to figure out what he's going to do, and that's why then he lulls you to sleep and then he catches you with a big shot.
Body shot by Arreola. Vitali takes one to the ribs and goes away.
Well, I would say this much. At this point, Arreola has created a lot more pressure and tension for Vitali than any opponent has been in a long time.
Yeah, Corey Sanders was going for a one-punch knockout. Danny Williams couldn't seem to figure out what to do against Vitali. Sam Peter didn't exist. Juan Carlos Gomez in his most recent fight got in a couple of shots in the first 2-3 rounds. But by and large, Vitali has been able to dominate opponents with his great defense.
And right now, Arreola has slowed down his momentum and his intensity has slowed down right away. And that gives Vitali the room now to start slowly, systematically picking him apart.
Klitschko has stood up to him, trying to discourage him from coming in.
1 1/2.
Get the range for his punches yet.
It'd be easier for Chris to go to the body. And there he is, banging away at the body as he promised he would do, to try to bring Klitschko down a little lower and get at the head.
Yeah, but right now, Vitali's starting to get his range, and pretty soon you're going to see that right hand come right through the middle.
So you think Vitali's very comfortable with the way things are going?
He's comfortable at this stage right now. He's comfortable at this stage. But I will say, Greg, Chris, as we see right there, is creating a lot more anxiety than anyone else has did.
Anxiety or no, Klitschko still, for the most part, is keeping Arreola at the distance at which he wants him. Landing his jab, his left hook, straight right hand, as you saw right there, knocking Arreola back a step. There's a body shot for Klitschko. He ain't pretty, just effective.
Arreola is making Klitschko work hard, but
Yes.
he's not landing enough punches.
He's not landing, but I tell you what, if he can maintain this tempo for 3 more rounds without getting knocked out, it's going to be very interesting because Vitali's not used to having to fight at this pace.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the reason Vitali threw 88 punches in round 1 is because Arreola's coming at him,
Yeah, he's
and
making
Vitali
it
needs to throw to keep him back. If you're an Arreola enthusiast, you may be forgiven for treating yourself to the notion that he's getting closer and maybe doing more damage. There was a smile on Chris's face there after he ducked a punch from Vitali. Well, the question becomes who...
And there's a long way to go.
Vitali depends on keeping distance That's why he drops his hands. At this stage right now, I would have to say that Arreola is taking that distance away from him, and having his hands down may end up costing him, because to me, Arreola is fighting a perfect fight for himself, considering his limited experience, the talent, and everything. I think he's fighting the best fight that he can fight.
And the sheer determination of Arreola may be changing the fight. Certainly he has begun to get his supporters in the crowd into it here in this fourth round.
Yeah, he's starting to close the distance a little, but he's still catching a lot more than he's throwing.
And if he gets it tired, he's going to get hurt easier than Vitali, because Vitali can get tired, but when you have experience, it's like a second motion, a second instinct. And you can do an automatic grab and still function. Where at lack of experience, he gets tired.
Big Vitali switching feet to turn back with the right hand.
Arreola got to be very careful. He didn't get too anxious and get too careless, because he sees Vitali running and get caught with a right hand as he's running in.
Yes, as unconventional as it seems, he's chasing a puncher around the ring.
Yeah, but I think that's the only thing that he can do. But he's got to be aware always that Vitali can punch from a distance. You don't in amateur boxing, but I think you should in professional boxing.
Got to find a way to get inside Arreola if he wants to stay in this fight. Vitali Klitschko not fighting like a 38-year-old. Maybe if you take the 4 years off, he's really only 34.
There was a moment in the fourth round when it appeared Klitschko might be tiring a little. He's gotten very active again here in the fifth.
Well, 4 years, of course, for when he's nursing some chronic injuries in his legs, his shoulders, and his back. But he certainly doesn't seem to be hurting anywhere now.
He's gradually dressing Arreola's eyes with swelling and redness up top.
But Arreola's confidence is growing as the fight's going. Even though he's being out-punched and he's taking a lot of punches, I think his confidence is growing still.
Well, he's got Vitali on the run.
Well, and he knows that
Arreola trying to twist and pivot to find him, and then Vitali shoots a right hand right on the side while he's turning around.
Yes, because Vitali can fire that right hand across his body very effectively.
He said he had a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C for this fight. But plan A seems to be working so well, we'll never see B and C.
Arreola's still trying. Both Samuel Peter and Juan Carlos Gomez, Klitschko's last two opponents, had basically given up by this point in the fight.
That's right, and that makes the difference. I figured this would be the toughest fight that Vitali would have had in a long time, and it's turning out to be that. Even though he's winning it, he's really having to work, though.
Yeah, he's probably not going to make Chris Arreola give up.
No, he's not. He's going to have to work all the way until his fight ends, whether it's a decision or knockout. After every exchange, still, I love the fact that Vitali always gets back with his left hand when he gets to it and gets his distance, or he doesn't end up falling into his man and clinching. In fact, how many clinches have you saw in this entire fight?
Well, this round has begun to suggest that Arreola's momentum is waning. And now he almost got a big right hand onto the chin of Klitschko, just as I was saying that.
And that's just what it comes almost. Very seldom do you land a clean punch on Vitali.
Well, you know, we've talked about Arreola being able to put punches together, but it's really hard to hit Klitschko with the second shot.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Right here, turn around.
He knows the space in the ring so well. He's so much better with his feet than you expect a man his size to be. And he holds his hands out in front of him when necessary and either pushes you off or hits you to keep the space.
He's fighting a very controlled distance fight.
Something he knows how to do.
Yeah.
Ask Corey Sanders, ask Danny Williams, ask any of the last several opponents who just couldn't get inside on the big man.
Honest, I think he looks way better than he did when he fought Corey Sanders to me. Seems his punches are much more crisp, have a lot more power and snap.
Well, I think he has more confidence in himself. He feels more like the king of the world now than he did then.
He can get away before a guy can return a punch back.
And that's, again, Emmanuel, because most of them are arm punches.
And also because he is so adept at managing space in the ring. That punch was on the back. And Shirley kind of nods at Arreola to make clear he knows that.
Supreme conditioning may not be supremely important to a younger athlete, but it is to an older one. And Klitschko is a supremely conditioned athlete.
Well, consider this. The Klitschkos, both of whom weigh about 235, 240, 245 when walking around, they're the only heavyweights I've ever heard of who gain weight during training. Klitschko, for the moment, has succeeded in quieting the Arreola fans.
Yep, he's fighting a very smart fight. He's tired. He's never has let Arreola take control of the fight still. And, you know, he's keeping it at a distance where he still can feel punches coming.
Hard left hand by Arreola.
Maybe I spoke
Tries
too
to
soon.
jump in and make it mean something.
Thank you.
Arreola's just never stopped trying.
And that brought his fans back.
And his confidence is rising, too.
Watch your head, Vitali. Watch your head.
Maybe he believes he's succeeded in tiring Big Vitali out with a fast pace. That was part of the plan as articulated to us.
Stop. Watch those heads coming in.
I was about to say 40 seconds ago that Vitali seemed to be trying to take a rest in this round. I think. What Arreola, by and large, has been unable to do is to beat Vitali to the punch. Every time he goes in to try to pressure, it's Vitali who throws first.
Vitali's experience is really showing as the fight goes on and both guys are getting tired. You can see his experience, his ability to think and function better because of having been there before.
And within the last 10 seconds, I think Vitali Klitschko got a sense that maybe he's closing in on the KO.
Yeah, yes, he's landing more. Even though Arreola's creating excitement, he's not able to land too many effective, clean, hard punches.
And as Arreola takes more chances to try to get inside, Big Vitali's eyes are lighting up.
Wait, I got you. Thank you.
For Arreola, but the only other fighter, heavyweight of Mexican descent, who fought for the title, as far as our crack research team can find out. His name was Emmanuel Ramos, back in 1968 against Joe Frazier, went just 2 rounds.
Harold, how do you have it through 9?
I'll get you 8 rounds to 1, 89, 82, Vitali Klitschko. Jim, I tell you, I gave the 8th round to Chris Arreola. He got inside, he landed some nice shots, but around 9, I mean, Vitali beat him unmercifully, just like he's doing now with that left jab and the straight right hand and the right hand underneath. Vitali Klitschko winning this fight and clean, effective punching, good ring generalship, keeping him on the outside. 8-1, Vitali Klitschko.
The ability to think is a big factor right now as I look going down the stretch. I just look at in the eyes of Vitali. He is able to think so much better than Arreola right now. And, you know, Arreola may really be careful because he's been getting knocked out in the next round or two. It seems like he's getting a little careless. He's not thinking as well. And it won't be from winning one punch. It's a variety of punches just riding him down now.
There was a moment in the 8th round when Arreola may have thought that he was a rising tide, and to some eyes it could have looked that way. Vitali has a great sense of timing. He humiliated Arreola in the 9th round and eliminated his confidence level at that moment. Arreola is still trying, but he no longer has the same conviction about what he can do with his hands once he gets in there.
And you know, sometimes you see what a guy going to punch like Vitali, you can't, because he does such a variety of punches. And when you're tired, your mind is not thinking that good, and he throws a right hand to the body, a left hook, Next time, you know, different type of right hand. He moves and pivots on his punches, where he's punching and moving away at the same time. It's just very difficult instead of being a straightforward type guy where you can clinch and tie him up. He doesn't do that. He's steadily moving and turning and twisting.
Chris Arreola is no shrinking violet. He's going past the 8th round of a fight for the very first time in his career, and he's still pressing the action, trying to get at Vitali Klitschko. He has been technically outcrafted in the fight.
I don't know that I've ever seen Vitali Klitschko fight a more perfect tactical fight. Boom.
In the 8 fights which CompuBox has tracked Vitali Klitschko, he has landed more punches now in this fight than in any previous outing. And again, credit to Arreola. He's pressured Vitali all the way and made him throw a lot of punches.
Too heavy a price trying to get inside on him.
It's going wonderfully now.
Fight is over with.
Keep it up.
I think the referee is stopping the fight.
Either the referee or Henry Ramirez in Arreola's corner. And I believe it might have been Henry Ramirez who simply didn't want to see his fighter go out and get battered around.
I think it was a good call, because it was just a matter of time.
It was a downhill slide from the 9th round on.
Yes, Arreola would have finished the fight if they allowed him to. But I think the referee made a correct decision. It didn't look like any way he could turn this around with a sudden shock.
Arreola is weeping in the ring. He brought a lot of emotion to this. And I hope that the weeping is just disappointment and not embarrassment, because he made his mark as a competitor, if not as a boxer. In the 10th round, Vitali Klitschko had landed 34 out of 96 against only 5 of 34 for Arreola. The 5 connects were Arreola's low number in the fight, and either the referee or the trainer or both saw that Arreola was not headed north but rather going south. Why bother letting him take another 3 rounds of straight hard shots from Vitali Klitschko? And there's the Arreola family, and they are just as disappointed as their dad. But in every fight, there's got to be a winner and a loser, unless it's a draw. Vitali